Now, this video I'm about to do is going to show you exactly what the Democrats think about people, specifically the black community. So, let's get into the video, shall we? Enjoy.
On the Vince Everett Ellison Show. I told you that the Democratic Party was an evil institution. And now we got Democrats coming out saying it. Yeah, I got a story to tell you. You're not going to believe it. Stay tuned. Today on the Vince Everett Ellison Show. All right. Let's get this thing started. Do y'all remember this young black lady? She's the mayor of Dalton, Virginia. No, it's not Virginia. Dalton, Illinois. Her name was Tiffany Henyard.
Mm-hmm.
Tiffany lost her race in 2025. She was the mayor from like 2021 to 2025, and she had a very, very rocky road as mayor. Accusations of extortion, corruption, firing people that she didn't like for political reasons. She was kind of like hip hop, you know. She loved going on TV, showing what she had, talking trash, and flossing. She was loud, and she lost her race for mayor after I just sued. She's spending the city money on foolishness. Just a regular Democrat, you know, for that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, she had a pretty interesting interview on a podcast, and the lady hosting the podcast asked her a question about it's going around now that people are saying don't vote for the Democratic Party because it's black people, because the Democrats don't do anything for black people. And Tiffany agreed, and she kind of spilled the beans. She said that the Democratic Party does steal elections. Yep. She says they're not for us. Said they're not doing anything for us. She said the Republicans are doing quite well. You can see it here.
Stop voting for Democrats. Listen to this.
One thing that I've heard from a lot of people is that the Democrats aren't doing anything for the black community. That's true.
Yeah.
I lived it. That's true. You lived it. I lived it. Because I am a Democrat. I ran as a Democrat. And if you go check my voting record, that's what I always pull, a Democrat ballot. They say they're a Democrat, don't mean they for you. Mm-hmm. They're doing it for themselves.
Yes.
Right now, Republicans are doing a good job to me, is my opinion. No, so all the stuff that, I will say this about Trump, that Trump states, fake news, election rigging, stealing seats, it is happening. It's happening in Illinois. And I was right there to see it at the caucus in December of 2024, where a person came and stole the election. They didn't even let the people in to vote.
What?
Yes, it was voter suppression at its worst. The news covered it. They saw it all, but guess what? No one did anything. People signed affidavits saying they wanted their vote to count. Did not count.
Now, isn't that interesting? Now, I'm not surprised because I've been saying this for a very long time. Interestingly, you see that this didn't get any real press because whenever black Democrats come out and say this about the Democratic Party, they just shh. They don't want anybody to know this. But to me, it's pretty obvious. And I don't care if Tiffany Henyard says it loud on CNN and CBS. You still got some black Democrats that are not going to hear it. They are trapped in cognitive dissonance. Now, you've seen people who get bad news and they close their ears. I don't want to hear it. That's cognitive dissonance. And we all suffer from it. It's not just Democrats. Most people have it. We don't like hearing bad news. Why? Because we got to deal with it. You don't want to hear bad news. Who wants to hear bad news? Who wants to hear that somebody they love is passed on, or that, you know, you just lost your job, or that, you know, all the money that you've had in the account, somebody has stolen it? Who wants to hear that their house has been burned down? Who wants to hear that their car has been stolen? Nobody wants to hear stuff like that. Who wants to hear that somebody that they love is terminal or gravely ill? Well, the feeling that you have with that is called cognitive dissonance, and we try to avoid the dissonance. So many times, you've seen people do something as small as not wanting to look at their bank account in the morning because they know that they're going to have some consternation behind it. So they just avoid it. You see people not go to the doctor for the same reason. I'm not going to go to the doctor because I don't want to get a bad report, and I don't want a bad report, so they avoid it. That's cognitive dissonance. Many people do not want to have to deal with the Democratic Party because they don't want to know they've been made fools out of for the rest of their lives. You have some women don't want to deal with it when it comes down to boyfriends, husbands, men with their women. It's just what it is. Drug addicts. You better not tell the drug addict he's a drug addict. He want to fight you. Alcoholic, he's an alcoholic. It's true. But when you tell him that he's got to deal with the cognitive dissonance, he's got to deal with it. Most black people don't want to deal with the cognitive dissonance of being told what the Democratic Party has done because they know they will be fools. They will be made to feel like fools. And they avoid it at all costs. And then they'll try to trade it out by saying, well, Republicans are racist. That's why I don't vote Republican. No, you don't. You don't vote for Republicans because Republicans make you earn it. And you don't want to earn it. You want something for free. You don't vote for Republicans because Republicans are going to tell you the truth. They're going to tell you to stop being promiscuous and having children out of wedlock. You don't want to hear that. You want to be told that it's not your fault. You're a victim of the system. And that if you have that baby and you kick the daddy out, we'll give you freedom. Republicans will tell you if you do get pregnant, get married, have the child, and we will assist you for the rest of your life. Democrats will say, no, you shouldn't be under the heel of a man or a husband. We'll give you this money even if you don't get married, so the incentive is not to get married. You want to be with Democrats because they allow you to be promiscuous. Republicans are going to make you go to school and learn. The Democrats are going to say, you don't have to go to school and learn. I mean, they're the devil. You will not surely die. You don't have to do what God says do, man. And that person is not your friend. The person that is your friend is the person that's going to bring you up higher. So Tiffany Henwood has said this. And of course, people feeling some type of way about it. I don't care. She told the truth. I've been telling you this for years. I've written books on it. I go to colleges and universities all over the world, man, some of the greatest minds in the world. And it's like slapping children around. It's scorched earth. Y'all can go on YouTube and see me just beat up these kids and their professors. It's fun. It's like me beating up a 3-year-old child. It's not a question they ask me that I cannot answer. It's not a fallacy that they throw at me that I don't debunk. They are weak, and they're frightened, and they're scared. And the young men are not men. They're boys. They're not men. Walk around being concerned about how other men view them. Walk around wanting to be accepted in places where they're not wanted. Walking around blaming somebody else for their predicament. They're cowards. And that's what I call them. So did this. What are you going to do? So Tiffany has put this in their faces. They're not going to like it. They're not going to deal with it. They're going to blame somebody else and become the victim. They did the same thing down in Chicago. Now, Brandon Johnson and the Cook County Assessor Board and Review raised the taxes on black people. They mad. Down in the West Garfield Park, they raised taxes 133%. At Lawndale, they raised it 93%. And in Inglewood, they raised the property taxes 80% on homeowners. These are all majority black areas in Chicago. Now, are they mad at these jokers? No, they had a press conference at Trump Tower. You know why? Because the same assessor and the same mayor, they dropped Donald Trump's taxes on Trump Tower by 39%.
Hustle, put my life on the line, driving Uber, just to pay my property tax.
Many Westside residents and clergy gathered outside of the Cook County Assessor's office to express outrage after their property tax bills skyrocketed. Business owner Malcolm Crawford said his bill more than doubled.
It's just a few bills that I got. And this one is 11,000. This one is 12,000. The other ones are 7,000. And I have more. And with these, and I'm supposed to come up with this money by the 15th.
You have the poorest people in the poorest neighborhoods with the largest increase.
The Reverend Marshall Hatch and others say communities like West Garfield Park face a 133% increase in their property taxes. Last month, the Cook County Treasurer's Office confirmed that this would be the largest property tax increase in 30 years.
We are just as upset and believe that it's unjust that the board review continues to shift on the burden to homeowners in particular by giving large reductions and breaks to commercial businesses in the loop.
The assessor's office is pointing the finger at the Cook County Board of Review, which hears property tax appeals. But at least one of its commissioners says the assessor's recent increases are overreaching.
He's over-assessed those properties, and he can lower them. He's done it for the northern suburbs, and he can do it for West Garfield Park, Lawndale, and other African-American communities.
Because for those of us in places like West Garfield Park with a 133% increase, Lawndale with a 99% increase, Inglewood with an 80% increase, and a 39% reduction for Donald Trump. And so clearly, Donald Trump gets the tax break, and on the west side, we get the tax bill. Poor residents on the west side and south side have been targeted. Unfortunately, this is a blue state, and many of us have supported these elected officials.
They're mad at Donald Trump for being smarter than they are. They're not mad at the mayor and the tax assessor for raising their taxes. No, they're the Democrats. They're mad at Donald Trump because Donald Trump was too smart to get his risen. This is why they're at the bottom, y'all. Now, instead of them saying, we're going to run Brandon Johnson and these people out of office, they're going to get angry at Donald Trump. If Trump cured cancer, they support cancer. And it's difficult to help these people because anything you tell them they need to do to better themselves, they call it racism. When it came down to them Somalians stealing all that money up in Minneapolis, they said they knew about it. They knew about it, but they were afraid that if they called it out, they'd be called racist, so they let them steal. And that is what the Iron Triangle does to keep black people down. Anything that you tell these jokers they need to do to better themselves, they call it racism. Anything you tell them they need to do. If you tell them to get married, it's racism. Tell them you need to leave hip-hop alone, it's racism. Stop having children you can't afford, that's racism. Stop aborting your babies, it's racism. Stop promiscuity, that's racism. Clean up your neighborhoods, man, racism. Pull up your pants, racism. Stop stealing. Stop using drugs. Earn it. Study. Use correct English. All of that's racism. Get some manners. You acting white. Be elegant. Stop fighting. Work for a living. Will you stop rioting? Stop killing one another. That's racism. You're racist. Respect one another. It's shown up racist when you start respecting each other. Stop voting Democrat. That is racist. I ain't giving you anything else. You better work for it. Racist. Leave NAACP. Showed up racist. Lord have mercy. Stop stealing from the government. You about to get killed for that one. That's racist on a whole other level. Anything that you have to say to these people to get them to elevate themselves up to where they're supposed to be, to raise their standards, they're going to call it racism. And since right now racism is such a pejorative, most people, especially on the right, don't want to say nothing about it. The liberal whites and the Iron Triangle is going to peg every conservative with racism. When I go and tell black people this, you're Uncle Tom. Yeah, and I'm going to Tom you all the way to the penitentiary. Sure am. I'm going to Tom a barbed wire fence, chain link fence all around the ghetto and put some razor wrap around it. You're a sellout. I'm selling you out. Selling you right down the river. Make sure that the prison industry is funded. Make sure we have a whole lot of police. Yep. We're going to time you. We're going to sell you out. Want to call me a sellout, but you're the ones that voted for a party. It kills close to 1 million black children a year through abortion. You want to call us a sellout, and you're the one that voted for these mayors and these city councils that lock up all these black men because it's local juries, local police, local sheriff departments, and mayors in these big cities. They're locking all of them up. It's not Republicans in these cities that are doing it. No, it's not Republicans. It's Democrats that are doing it. You want to call us a sellout, and you support a party that keeps children locked in these failing schools, where you got states like Louisiana and Mississippi and Florida and South Carolina who passed school choice bills that allow these poor black children out of these schools and have them sent to the schools their parents want them to go to so they can learn. You want to call us a sellout, and you support a party that allows all of these illegals to come across that border and bring fentanyl and steal the money from your children. No, I'll tell you why you call us a sellout. You know why? Because we won't give you free stuff. We tell you to earn it. If I tell you have to work for a living, hey, you a sellout. Brandon Johnson.
Stupid ass.
He'll probably get reelected. If he's not going to get reelected, you're going to just elect another Democrat in his place. He's going to do the same thing. Chicago has been a cesspool for decades under Democrat Party leadership. New York, the same. LA, the same. You're no longer oppressed. You're participants. And the white liberal is going to keep feeding you this, and he's going to keep hip-hop music down there, make you think you're a victim. He's going to keep producing propaganda, make you think you're a victim. He's going to keep producing propaganda, make you believe in Jesus Christ. You're somehow another phone or rube. Just make one thing perfectly clear. Tiffany Henyard is correct. The Democratic Party cares nothing about you or anybody else. They care about power and the destruction of the United States of America and the destruction of Jesus Christ. Here's the good news. These people can't touch us. I believe in God. I believe in Jesus Christ will keep us safe. You can believe what you want to believe. Be all you can be, player. Stay in those ghettos.